Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we are going to be showing you the best characters per each CTP. Because I've recently seen a few videos of these pop up from certain creators, and most of these just were blatantly false, or how it's been usually preferred through biased, through their personal opinion rather than give you the best there is. So in today's video, we are going to be stripping all of that away, and we are going to be giving you the absolute best that there is. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started for each CTP. First of all is of course the CTP of energy. CTP of energy is a very good PvE CTP. However, we're starting to see the rise of use of PvP in some cases for this CTP. The recommended characters are as followed. The first character being Bait Ray Bill for PvE. The next is Apocalypse for PvP. Carnage for hybrid, so both PvP and PvE. Iron Man for PvE. Sharon for PvE. Thanos his Pharma's uniform for PvE. Spider-Gwen for PvE. Wolverine for a hybrid build, PvE and PvP. And the last one being Adam Warlock for PvP. Now, as you can see, I have suggested some of them that you wouldn't typically see, such as Spider-Gwen or Sharon or Iron Man. But the reason I have included Iron Man is because for Iron Man, if you're going to collect World Boss Legends, you're going to need a machine tag ally eventually. And the only good machine tag ally so far, it is going to be Iron Man. So giving him an energy for that stage, it is going to be great. For Sharon, it is the same reason, because in some World Boss Legend stages, there will be Blast Female Human, and that being, of course, Sharon, it is the best option. It is not Invisible Woman, because she's only Alliance Battle Extreme. She does not do World Boss Legends. Spider-Gwen is, of course, the same story as well. So yeah, I have given you the best there is for that specific CTP. The next CTP, it is the CTP of competition. CTP of competition is slightly a little confusing at times, because the competition will need a mighty competition for it to do really good. So I've only been able to provide 4 characters for this CTP, but those characters are of course Hades, or however you say him, for PvE, Alliance Battle Extreme and Legends. Mephisto for PvE. Keep in mind, competition will make him PvE. It will lock him to PvE with no PvP option. Moon Knight for PvE, his new uniform. And Zeus for PvE as well. So yeah, Hades does Alliance Battle Extreme Legends. And Mephisto does, of course, all PvE game modes. Moon Knight does Alliance Battle Extreme and Legends. And Zeus does World Boss Legends. So yeah, that is for these characters. The next CTP on our hand, it is the CTP of Destruction. Again, CTP of Destruction, same story as competition. I do not have many characters in here, but the best characters are Hela for PvE, PvP as well, so it's a hybrid build as well. Iron Man, that's his secondary CTP. Cersei for PvP, and Spider-Gwen, that's her second best CTP as well. So yeah, the next CTP, it is going to be the CTP of Judgment. I'll save Rage for last. The CTP of Judgment, of course, it is also going to be slightly hard to get you more than 3 characters. But for the CTP of Judgment, it is going to be Ghost Rider for PvP, PvE, hybrid build. Mephisto, hybrid build as well. And Miles Morales, PvE only World Boss Legends, because we already have a Moon Knight who does Alliance Battle Extreme Legends instead of Miles. So yeah, Ghost Rider for hybrid, Mephisto for hybrid, Miles for World Boss Legends. The next CTP, it is the CTP of Greed. So for Greed, keep in mind you're of course going to need it at Mighty so that you can get the best there is. The characters are of course going to be Null for PvP, Magic PvP, Sentry PvP, Strife PvP, and Wolverine PvP. Again, Wolverine will be stuck on PvP. If you give him a Mighty Greed, he will not be hybrid like that of Energy. The next CTP, it is the CTP of Insight. CTP of Insight has many selections that you can give to supports, but I have given you the best there is, and if you already somehow have Insight for all of these, then you can give it to any other support. Those being Cyclops, Ghost Panther, Nick Fury, Dazzler, Polaris, Dr. Voodoo, Ironheart, Mysterio, Mystique, and Phil Coulson. These are the 10 Insight characters that I recommend for you to give. The next CTP, it is the CTP of Liberation. CTP of Liberation is for the following characters: M'Baku, Abomination, Agent Venom, Colossus, and Jeff. Keep in mind, Abomination is the last of your options. So if you already have done M'Baku, Agent Venom, Colossus, and Jeff, then you would give it to Abomination. He's the final option. For the next CTP, it is going to be the CTP of Conquest. Again, same story as the Greed, you are going to need it to be mighty. It has to be a mighty. The following characters will benefit from it: Kang for PvP, Sentry for PvP, Null for PvP, Madeline Pryor for PvP. Keep in mind a note for Madeline Pryor. Because of the new Alliance Battle Extreme and Legend days, where we have that, I think Blast Mutant or Blast Mutant Villain, I forgot that specific day, she can do it, and she's a much better option than that of Magneto. So do keep that in mind. If you were going to plan to use her for ABX, then you would give her a Rage, of course. However, if you plan to just use her for PvP, then of course a Mighty Conquest is needed. The next is Silver Surfer, and the final one being Spider-Man. So yeah, as you can see, I've also mentioned Sentry and Null again. For Sentry, his is going to be a Mighty Greed, then a Mighty Conquest. For Null, it is the opposite, because for Null, he has a very hard time to have some sort of survivability. So yeah, a Mighty Conquest will benefit with Null, and of course the second option being a Mighty Greed if you have a very high max HP on your cards. So yeah, now for the last CTP. Before I get to the last CTP, as you saw, I've skipped a few. So CTP of Transcendence, of course, it's a fodder CTP. Authority, it's a fodder CTP. Patience, it's a fodder CTP. Refinement, fodder, and the CTP of Regen. All of these are fodder CTPs, which means they are not recommended to any character to give. And some of you might argue that Refinement could, again, Refinement for some characters, they have much better CTPs and they would be much better benefiting from those other CTPs than the CTP of Refinement. The last CTP in our list, it is the CTP of Rage. Basically the holy grail of PvE CTPs that is going to be used by everyone. For the CTP of Rage, it is as followed: Mephisto for Hybrid. Again, if you want him for Hybrid, it has to be a Mighty. Doctor Strange, PvE. Venom, PvE. Storm, PvE. Gamora, PvE. Ghost Rider, PvE. Scarlet Witch, PvE. Null, PvE. Kingpin, PvE. Gambit, PvE. And Moon Knight, PvE. So for Null, I have specified Null here because Null will be a hybrid in this case, not PvE, sorry. He will be a hybrid in this case, but of course his PvP performance will be dropped and his PvE one will be boosted. So, and as you can see, I've of course mentioned Gambit in here as well, because Gambit can do Alliance Battle Extreme and Legends very efficiently, and of course he can do some World Boss Legends to an extent. He's really good. And Moon Knight, of course, for the Alliance Battle Extreme and Legends. So yeah, that is generally all of the CTPs that you should be having and you should be giving to your characters. And of course, to all of these characters that I have mentioned, all of them will need their latest uniforms. Whether it's the seasonal or not, all of them that has been listed are going to be needing all of their latest uniform. One exception being, of course, Scarlet Witch, where if you go to Scarlet Witch, she will have her both her villain and her hero uniform, both of which, if you want, you can go ahead and get. It just relies on what you need more. Do you need her hero uniform, or do you need her villain uniform? So yeah, that is generally all for all of the CTPs that I could be providing today. So yeah, guys, if you guys have enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and let me know down below what else you want to see. I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.